Nelia Cabral é uma artista plástica luso-canadiana de raízes açorianas, que curiosamente apenas recentemente começou a explorar o seu talento para a pintura. Nelia confessa o que a motivou a dar asas à sua imaginação, trazendo vida e cor às suas telas.
I've always had a love for painting. One day my husband, we had renovated our main floor and we had the TV and the TV was high up. And I didn't like it, so I asked him to put it down. Now we had the bracket. He's like, oh, now what are we going to do with the bracket? I said, don't worry. I said, I'll go to Spadina, buy a canvas and some paints, and I'll slap something together and put it up. And he's like, okay. So I did. So we hung it up, and then, as you know, as our friends would come in, they're like, that's such a great painting, you know? And I'm like, really? It's nothing fancy. They're like, oh, can you do one for me? And before you know it, that's how it all started, to be honest, was the painting that was abstracted behind my TV, where people were fascinated with it, which I didn't think was anything spectacular. But then people would start saying, hey, do you think you can do a CN Tower? I don't know. So I did. And I was impressed that I could actually do it. And then and that's how it started. Before you know it, everybody's like, can you do this? Can you do that? And I just kept saying, I don't know. And I kept trying it and I kept succeeding. And the more I did it, the more people wanted it. And that was nice.
Nelia Cabral aborda como a pintura lhe permite escapar à monotonia do cotidiano e a transporta para novas realidades e horizontes.
When I have the paintbrush in my hand and music, obviously they go hand in hand for me. I'm not here. I'm in the painting. I'm with my feelings. I connect to the painting. I'm lost in somewhere else. I can't describe it, but it's a feeling of just it's magical, I guess you could say. Anytime I create something and I look back and I love it, I feel a sense of joy. It's therapy as I'm doing it. So it really is. It's a place where I can go and be and not think about anything but the painting. So there's something magical about painting.
Nelia destaca uma das suas recentes obras, uma pintura de Jesus Cristo, que embora ainda não considere terminada, já emocionou de uma maneira profunda.
I got this little painting. It was actually came with a note, being grateful and an inspirational quote. And this Jesus was there. And there was something about this photograph that it moved me. It was so beautiful. So I just printed it and I thought, you know what, I'm going to attempt to paint it. So I did the negative space first and then I drew him in, and as I drew him, I found myself so emotional. I don't know why, but I think it was because it was something I've always dreamt of, creating beautiful art, and I never thought compared to others that I was capable of doing it. So when I actually did it, I cried. I was so emotional. I was able to create it. Regardless if it was perfect, it didn't matter if it was perfect because creating it made me feel happy and it made me feel good.
A pintora revela como batalha o perfeccionismo, algo que todos os artistas enfrentam, nunca considerando uma obra verdadeiramente acabada e tendo que eventualmente decidir baixar o pincel.
Como a pintura já está bom, mas para mim não está bom, mas para eles está beautiful. Yeah, it's perfect. And I'm like, no, it's not perfect. It's not leaving the house. When I stand back and I look at my painting and I look at it and say, okay, like that's it. It's good. It's good enough. Or it's not good. It's perfect. It has to be perfect. It's perfect. If I add anything else to it, I'm going to ruin it. So that sometimes is like, okay, if I add more, I might find myself so sometimes less is best, but some people like more details, so then I'll add that last. Okay, that's it, now I'm done. As soon as once I throw the brush down, that's it. I varnish it, no going back.
Nelia Cabral confessa que é sempre difícil separar-se das suas obras, mesmo quando são por comissão, criando uma forte ligação com cada pintura.
Muito difícil para deixar, mas Quando fica assim e quer ficar com ele, eles não saem de casa, são mês. Mas quando gosto tanto de penso, ok, a pessoa que vai receber este painting is going to be so much happier to look at it every day, and I'll be happy knowing that that person's going to enjoy my artwork every day. That's why I have to let go of it, right? Otherwise, I'll have a wall full, and what's the point of that? It's not for me. Mas tem uns que eu não deixo. Por causa que eu sei que eu não posso fazer outra vez. Well, none of them I can actually replicate it. I can probably get it to look close enough, but to replicate something, it's impossible.
Nelia deixa ainda um importante conselho a todos os que sonham começar a explorar os seus dotes artísticos no mundo da pintura.
O melhor conselho era dizer, don't give up on your dreams. And just because you see something and that you think that somebody's did a better job than you did, guess what? You can do a great job too, right? Don't ever give up on your dreams. And even if you just do it just for the love of doing it, just do it.
Não se esqueçam de seguir esta formidável pintora no Facebook e Instagram em Art by Nelia, para acompanharem as suas novas obras que prometem continuar a inspirar os verdadeiros fãs de arte.